Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs, and today we are going to be making a herringbone half double crochet washcloth. Alright, this stitch is interesting. I really like this stitch. Alright, so we are going to start out by chaining 27. So we've got, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. And first of all, we're going to make a base first of single crochet. So in the second chain from the hook, we're going to single crochet, and we're going to single crochet in every stitch across. And you should have 26 single crochets by the end of this chain. All right, so that's what row 1 looks like, and like I said, it's just single crochets. We're going to chain 2 and turn for row 2, and this chain 2 counts as a half double crochet, and we're going to skip the first stitch, and we're going to wrap our hook like we're going to make a half double crochet. Bring the loop out, and then bring it through this loop, and then you have 2 left. Go through both loops. All right, let's do that again. Wrap our hook, go into the next stitch, come through, sometimes easier, then go through 1 loop, and then go through 2 loops, just to do it that way. So like we said, we're going to come out, we have 3 loops, go through 1 loop, now go through 2 loops. We're going to do that all the way across. First of all, you're going to go through 1 loop and then 2. And it's really hard to get used to, especially when you're used to doing half double crochets and you want to get that yarn. So it's called a herringbone half double crochet, and I really like the looks of this. It looks pretty cool. So we're going to do that on every stitch across, and you should still have 26 stitches at the end of this row, and that's very important because your sides will start to go in if you're not doing it with the right amount of stitches. I'm going to keep those sides straight. All right. go. In the last stitch, making a herringbone. And there is row, the first row of the herringbone. Isn't that cool looking? I love that stitch. That's so neat. All right, so we're going to chain 2 and turn. And again, this chain 2 counts. So we're going to skip the first stitch and start in the second stitch. Whoops. Doing our herringbone. Then at the end of this row, we got to make sure that you put a herringbone on the top of your chain 2. Because if you don't, you're missing a stitch. So we've got to put that last stitch on the top of that chain 2. So you're going to repeat row 3 until this washcloth is complete. If we have 7 inches here, we want to keep going until it's 7 inches. Or if you want a rectangle washcloth, to wherever you want it. So I will do mine off camera, and I will see you for the border of this washcloth. Okay, so we have the our washcloth right here, all done. Isn't that neat? That is so pretty. I like this yarn too. So we are going to chain 1 and turn. And we are going to single crochet. Are we going to? Wait a minute. We're going to half double crochet. 3 half double crochets in this first stitch, because that is our corner. And then we're just going to half double crochet in every stitch all the way across. Then when we get down to the end here on this last stitch, we're going to put, and this is at the top of this chain 2, we're putting 3 half double crochets in there. All right, so we had 26 stitches, so we need to make sure that there's 24 stitches in between the corners. So there's 1, 2, it looks like we may get that. I'm trying to see how many rows do we have here. One, two, three, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. All right. So we have plenty. What we're going to do is we're going to put a half double crochet at the end of every row, and you should have 24 stitches in between the corners. Let's see. Did I skip one? Hang on. I think I skipped some rows, maybe. All right, let's see. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. All right, so now we're back up here to this very first stitch on this side, and we're going to put 3 half double crochets in there. And you're just going to finish going all the way around it like that. Okay, so that's what it should look like. And I will see you at the end of this round. All right, so round 2 of this border. We're going to chain 1, and in the 3rd loop only, we're going to put 3 half double or 3 single crochets in there. Okay, so 3 single crochets in there, and we're going to work in 3rd loops only. Okay, which is, we've got the front loop, the back loop, and the 3rd loop. on a half double crochet. So it's that one clear in the back behind it. This is the third loop. And when you do that, it brings the first and the second loops forward and makes a little design here. So we're going to do that all the way around, and making sure that we put 3 single crochets in the corners, which is the second half double crochet. So in the second half double crochet in the third loop only, you'll put 3 single crochets in there. So we're going to go all the way around with this, and then that should actually finish up our washcloth, I think. Or maybe not. All right, so we will be back and see what we're going to do next. All right, so we are going to do round 3. So we're just going to single crochet in this first stitch, and this next stitch is our corner, so we're going to put 3 single crochets in there. All right, and then we're going to single crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to picot. So we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to go down into our single crochet and do a slip stitch in it, like that. Okay, so that's what a picot is. Now we're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So there's 1 and 2, and then we're going to picot. And then single crochet in the next 2 stitches. And then we're going to picot. So it will look like this. Single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then picot. Okay, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and this will be our last picot before we do our corner. So now in the corner here, we're just going to put 3 single crochets in there, and then we're going to put 2 single crochets next, and a single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and then start picoting again. Okay, so that is how you're going to go all the way around, just like that. It'll look like this, except for the corners are just going to be straight corners. So you can see that. See right there and there. Okay, so go all the way around like that, and this should finish up our washcloth. I hope you guys had a lot of fun making this washcloth with me. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye-bye now.